no. Terraventure flying? I just can't get behind it. Hi everyone and welcome to Rants. As always, I'm Archer9234. Today's review is on Journey's End Part 3. Trakeena's cool alien design, Terraventure flying like a spaceship, and Kendrick stupidly coming back to life. I really don't have much to say for this one. I mean, it does have its faults in some areas, but as a finale for Season 7, it holds up really well. Just like Parts 1 and 2, Part 3 isn't adapted from any Gingaman episode. Only 2 pieces of stock footage were used in Part 3, making Journey's Part 3 one of the few PR episodes to have the least amount of Sentai footage. The Galaxy Megazord stuff was shot specifically for LG. Thanks to that last-minute sacrifice in blowing up the megaship, Trakeena was basically put into a corner she helped make, I might add. Trakeena wasted her entire army, should have listened to Climax. Her ship is now a fireball mess on Miranoi's moon, and now has no way in doing anything. I guess Kegler was killed when the Scorpion Stinger crash landed. He never shows up again. This forces her to use the last remaining trump card, the cocoon that's been talked about since episode 1. This scene I got confused on. Who was really in control here? We know from part 1 and 2 Deviat was in full control of Trakeena's mind, but here we see her remembering her father's wishes and pretty much acting like herself again. Maybe she is herself again. It's possible that the crash did something to Deviat. Maybe his mind or whatever was left that merged in her died off. It's not really explained all that well. As for her full bug form, it was pretty cool. Really disgusting, but bugs are supposed to be like that. Plus, it grants her abilities that she lacked being half human. Now Leo stumbles on her foot tracks and heads back to Terraventure. I didn't want to bring this up in the last 2 rants, but in the PR universe, space has air, so the whole city evac doesn't make sense much. Especially when Leo is walking around casually. We can clearly see the dome did fall apart, but he's perfectly fine in the place. The only way I could justify what was going on in the past episodes is that the people were worried the dome would fully collapse and kill everyone, plus the huge army that was after them, and not actually dying from the suffocation. One of Trakeena's new abilities gained from her bug form is this magic staff, which she uses to restore power to the city dome, but also makes the dome fly. PR has done really bizarre things many times before, and we're talking about 300-foot robots that fight monsters weekly. But Trakeena's staff has that much power to lift a city? The thing I really liked about the LG finale over other finales was that our main villain actually engages the Rangers herself. Look through all the past seasons of PR. Rita wasn't a fighter, so she never personally attacked them. Zed was worse. He almost never left his stupid chair and fought them that one time. Mondo did fight them, but both cases were when he was big and not your traditional fight. Divatox used her army. Astronema was almost there, but she was brainwashed and didn't fight the entire team. Here, Trakeena wants to eat Leo's head off. Now, the other Rangers were all preoccupied with getting the new camping site set up and looking for Leo. They just thought that simply he landed someplace else nearby. Even though Leo could have landed thousands of miles on the other side of the planet, space shows tend to overlook this issue. When Mike locates Leo and finds out Terraventure's on a collision course with the campsite, so they all head to the city. Now here's a question. Mike and all the head leaders know Terraventure is headed towards the planet. It's obvious that bad guys are still alive. They see Leo fighting a giant bug, yet no one thinks they should start evacuating the area. It takes everyone to see the dome to start running. Couple of goose pop up as the city heads to the planet. Once again, the moon goes back to being brown, and Miranoi is just Earth recolored. You can clearly see North America. The actual fight with Trakeena and the Rangers was pretty intense. Trakeena just blows the jet jammers out of the sky. She throws them around like toys, and the Rangers throw everything they have at her. The powered up quasar launchers, the guys' bikes, the red capsule cycle, but oddly not the lights of Orion. I really wish they went screw it and tried using the Zenith carrier Zord and she blew it up or something. Better fate than just being forgotten about. The last thing they really had was Leo's battleizer armor. He only had one shot, grabs her with the claw arm, and point blank fires on her, blowing up the whole area. We think both died in the huge fireball, but we get a small bit of foreshadowing of Trakeena's energy ghost flying away, which will end up haunting them the next year. As for Leo not dying, in some ways it's good he didn't die because it would have felt wasted when she came back in the LR team up, but felt somewhat cheap that he was pretty much fine. Just his visor cracked open. I would have liked at least his morpher got fried or something. Now, the dome is still headed for a crash landing on Miranoi and to kill all the remaining people that are left. The Rangers can't really do anything from there. I guess they could have pulled the staff out, but that would just make the station fall faster and they just end up dying with it. The Galaxy Megazord pops up and helps redirect it, reinforcing my complaint that why didn't they use the Galaxy Megazord when the Rangers were trapped during Orion Rising. All the people at the colony finally give out a big cheer to the LG team. I think this is the first time the people of Terraventure directly thank them and interact for the entire show. They've been just heroes behind the scenes. Just sucks that Mike couldn't help out in some way. I also thought the LG team should have just told everyone who they were. Do you really need to keep the secret? It's a small colony, you're isolated from further attacks, you aren't a part of Zordon's rules. Not to mention Leo's face was exposed anyway, and Mike was being a little too chummy with him, like how Tommy was in Doomsday. There's still a few story threads left. The Galactic Beasts make the Rangers follow them, where Maya finds her people that returned to Stone, way back in Quasar Quest. The twist at Terraventure ending up on Miranoi wasn't bad. I wasn't expecting it. They wanted to make the season come full circle. We started on an alien planet, we end on an alien planet. They even have the Rangers be helmetless, just like in the pilot. I also liked LG's giving up the powers more so than some other seasons. Usually the Rangers are just forced to give up their powers, and it feels kind of lame. They earned those powers. Shouldn't they keep them? Never liked that Princess Shayla was just like, you stop Master Org, now give me my stuff back. They even had to give up their jackets. Really? Couldn't let them keep those at least? These Sabers then used their powers to free Maya's tribe from Furio's spell. This means that technically, if the Rangers had the time, Maya's people could have been freed since episode 2, and she wouldn't have had to gone with the others. The series would have played out a lot different. The Sabers then wrap up one more important element. Kendrix comes back to life. I thought this was a total misstep. Don't get me wrong, Valerie Vernon is amazing, and the reasons why she left the show sucked. It was nice that she was a part of the last episode, but this robbed the whole reason why she died for Cassie. It felt like a cop-out, where Rangers just can't stay dead no matter what. Plus, makes Carone useless and doesn't allow her to come back for the LG-LR team-up. I'm only giving part 3 a 4 out of 5 for Kendrix popping up. I loved everything else though. I really liked the LG season. I liked the cast of characters ranging from the main team to the extras they made over the episodes. The Zord designs were fun too. I particularly liked the Zenith Carrier Zord, even though most don't. Toro Zord was a cool concept, combining a Zord with one of the Rangers. LG being the most risky departure from Sentai footage, they converted a forest-based Sentai into a sci-fi space show. It worked for the most part, and I really liked Trakeena. I like villains that have an overall arc in the show. I don't usually like the I'm evil and I have to kill everyone for no reason types. You cared about Trakeena. I would have liked her to have stuck around and become a ranger in Lightspeed Rescue, somehow. It was just that Kendrix coming back to life that got me pissed off. I never liked that decision, and it shows that it was a forced mandate the writers had to do. PR just can't show or keep a ranger dead. This gets repeated again with Eric in Time Force. He should have died during the final battle. Now here are some of your own comments. Please leave a suggestion below on what future episode you would like reviewed, and leave a review comment for the next rant. I'll pick some of the best ones and feature them next time. The next rant discussion will be on When Time Freezes Over from Power Rangers Turbo, one of my favorite time travel episodes that PR did good. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys right back here next time. Thanks to the last minute sacrifice and blowing up the megaship, Trakeena was basically put into a corner. A corner she helped make. We know from part 1 and 2, Deviat was in full control of Trakeena. Damn it, now I'm stuck saying Trakeena instead of Trakeena. And finds out Terraventure is on a collision course with the campsite, so they all head to the city. Now here's a question. Mike and all the headers. The next rant discussion will be on